Hey, this is Jack from Alpha Charts with a stocks to watch video. Today is October 22nd, 2023. Before we get started, this video is for informational purposes only. These are not recommendations to buy, sell, or hold any stock or security. Now, I may hold positions in some of the equities mentioned. Know your time frame and risk tolerance. All right. Thank you all for watching the video. If you haven't done so yet, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, you can find me at Alpha Charts 365 on Twitter or X, as it's called now. If you really like my stuff, I do have a subscriber group where I go much more in depth into all my thoughts and trades and everything else on X. And you can check that out again at Alpha Charts 365. Let's get into this video. So we have the SPY chart up here. We can see a series of lower highs and lower lows. We have the on the daily chart, we have price now below the 200-day moving average. First time it's happened since March of 2023. So this year, it's been a while. And so, we'll see what happens. Maybe we get a bounce, a short-term bounce. Maybe we get more than that coming up. We'll find out, or maybe it just waterfalls straight down, right? We don't know, but there are some names that are holding up well. Now, there's not that many this week, so that alone is some information that we need to be cautious. But let's go into the names. First one is going to be Rely, Rely. It's a payment, I believe, remittance company. Anyway, it did kind of break out here, came back. It's just retesting this level right at the 23-day. Again, as a risk reward, it's making higher highs and higher lows, and all the moving averages are basically moving higher as well. So, if it breaks, 25.75-ish, no reason to be long this name. You could even go a little bit lower if you want to and do at, $25 or something like that. But again, the risk reward here is pretty good if it's going to continue its upward movement. All right. Next up, BRBR, Bell Ringer brand. So they make power bars and protein stuff and nutritional supplements and things like that nature. Again, very nice, strong uptrend, consolidation, uptrend. It's coming back in. Again, if it can hold this 23-day around 42.25, I think that, the trend is higher, right? Because it is higher. If it breaks 42.25, no reason to be involved in this name. So it's roughly a 75-cent risk in there, which is pretty decent reward to risk, I think. Next up, ROVR, Rover. So this one gapped up and has gone kind of sideways. Did make a new high here, which I like a lot. Came back in on lower volume. Right. And again, the trend is higher on pretty much all time frames, except for maybe the shortest. So yeah, if it can hold this area 675-ish, great. If it breaks 655, then there's no reason to be involved, right? So you have a 20-cent risk in this particular trade right here. It looks pretty good to me. Again, you want to maybe take a bigger stop. You could use 645-ish or so, right? Which is right where the VWAP is from here and the 50 days here. Again, that's up to you how you want to trade it. But again, the trend is higher. Again, if it pulls in a little bit more, it'd be even better reward to risk. But for me, 650-ish or so, and I'd be out of the name. Okay. Next up, CLS. So I love the accumulation showing up on this chart. Again, we are seeing a little acceleration of the selling, which makes me nervous. 25, 20-ish. I always go a little bit below the 23-day. So 25, 20-ish or so. If that breaks, I would not be involved in this name. So again, your reward to risk, you have 60 cents of risk. And if it holds, and then we can move higher, great. If it breaks it, then you're out. It's just a trade. Right now, again, the market is rough right now. So any trade, you have to play smaller and just be more careful with. Next up is Halliburton. Now, they have earnings coming up, I believe, this week. Also, know your earnings dates. We're right in the middle of earnings season, right? A lot of oil and gas names are reporting this week. But this is a beautiful just base it's trying to make. Again, it does have earnings coming up. Again, know your own earnings dates. I'm not here to tell you them. You got to figure those out on your own. If it could break out, great. Right now, it held the 23-day. So this low, which is 41.20, right? That would be where I would want to put my stop. Maybe you say the 50-day, that would give you a little extra space, and I think that would be fine as well. But yeah, that'd be an early entry if you want to play a pullback. If not, you'd wait for the confirmation of the breakout. Breakout trades are harder to play right now. Again, the market dictates that. I go, my subscriber group, we go over market conditions a lot because that really tells us if we're going to make money or not in the market, right? Market conditions. Next up, Manzo, MNSO, or Minisil, whatever. It's a Chinese retail name. Again, you kind of have this little flaggish type pattern, right? Right on the 50 days, holding the 50-day, getting kind of tight. Break of this trend line right there, and I think that you can potentially get long the name. Again, it's kind of a choppy name. It does trade at least 1 million shares, so that's good. But it's kind of choppy. And it's Chinese retail, so just know what you're buying. Northrop Grumman, Northrop Grumman. Big up. Unfortunately, this was hostilities in Israel that caused this big up, and now it's kind of flagging. I'll just move that right there. Here comes the moving averages. Here comes the 50-day, and it's starting to sub. Is it ready yet? Maybe, maybe not. It may need to come in a little bit. The little gap right there, right? Maybe it fills that little gap and tags the 9-day. But Northrop Grumman right now holding up pretty good, setting up. I don't know if it's exactly ready, but it's setting up. FRO. This is Frontline. I believe they ship oil is what they do. This is marine shipping transportation. We've talked about this one in the past. It was a beautiful cup and handle, broke out very nicely, trending higher. Nice looking chart. Came back in, tagged the 9-day, and again, starting to move higher as well. And there, again, everything is moving in our favor. So that looks really good. And the last one I have for you is SYM. This is Symbiotic. It's I believe, industrial type name. It is industrial type name. Again, it's been pretty cool, pretty good name since the IPO. And you can see how ran up, came back in almost to the 200-day. And now it is, trying to move higher again. Some nice accumulation showing up right over here. So I like that a lot. Probably needs a little bit more time as well. Probably needs to tighten up a little bit, but it's definitely on my watch list. Okay. So there you go. I think there's 9 or 10 names right there. Be careful this week. It's maybe choppy, maybe higher volatility. Know your earnings dates. If you haven't done so, like and subscribe to the video on X at AlbertCharts365. Thank you all very much. Have a great week.